Now then, people, it's Joe, it's All Leeds TV, and it is time for your live lineups. Me and Oscar here, absolutely buzzing, struggling to contain ourselves. This huge game down in that there London against a fierce old rival in Chelsea, and of course up against the man himself, Mr. Fat Frank Lampard. We're just waiting now for the lineups to hit. They are coming out. How you doing, Oscar?
I'm doing good, mate. I'm doing good. I mean, we just spotted the Leeds lineups come through.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to go for that first? Do you want to go for the Leeds lineup first? Okay,
let's do it, my man.
Okay, let's go for the Leeds lineup. So, let's go. From in goal, of course, as always, Illan Meslier.
The man, the cat, Lishat.
Looks like Luke Ayling at right back.
Yeah.
The man who we doubted, who might not be fit for this game, is fit for this game.
Yes, Robin Koch
is at the heart of the defence. He is made
it. Are out. Buzzing.
Cox are out. Cox are out in Chelsea at the minute. Oh, blimey. Next man, Captain Coops.
Yes.
Looks like at left back, again, might be wrong here. Looks like Stewie Dallas at left back.
I'm thinking Gianni Alioski.
It's
yeah. It's going to be in it.
We'll go Alioski left back.
We'll go Alioski left back, yeah.
We'll then go to Calvin Phillips, as always, in front of the back four.
Yeah.
Right-hand side, Rafinha. Centre mids, Stuart Dallas. Again, it looks like Stuart Dallas is there, but as we know with Bielsa, it can move around. Dallas might end up playing second striker at some point. He might even end up playing in goal. It's Stuart Dallas at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as always, Mateusz Klich on the other side of the midfield. Left-hand side is Jackie Harrison. Through the middle is Patrick Bamford up top. So we're actually unchanged.
Just to run through the subs as well. We've got Kiko Casilla, Diego Llorente makes the bench, folks. So maybe we'll see him at some point. Pascal Struijk, Helder Costa, Jan Perveda, Tyler Roberts, and of course Rodrigo. Let us know your thoughts in the comments ahead of kickoff. What you make to that lineup. It's unchanged. We all thought there might have been a change because obviously there was reports coming out that Koch might not be playing. It turns out he is. We're unchanged. Obviously, Rentier comes in on the bench. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are on the lineup. And of course, smash a like on the video. Remember, this is just your live lineups. We'll be here for about 15 minutes. We'll then shoot off and we'll be back at 7 o'clock for your live watch along. So make sure you join us for that. Keep smashing the likes, guys. The more likes, the more people see the video, the more people come and join us. And let's be honest, we all want Chelsea fans in here for their salty tears. That's what we want. Shall we talk about that Chelsea lineup anyway? There's some very big news for me, Oscar. I'm quite surprised, if I'm being totally honest.
Okay, let's have a little look at it. So, in goal, no real surprise. Edouard Mendy in goal.
So many clean sheets. He's been an absolute rock for them.
I think it's 5 and 6 for Mendy so far. Good start to life in London. Right back, Reece James, who we know from the Championship.
Yeah.
Also like the centre halves, of course, the captain as well, Thiago Silva, who's obviously done really well since he's got there. Kurt Zouma, other side of the partnership. Looks like Ben Chilwell is at left back in this one.
Zouma, the fastest centre-back Chelsea will have you from. The fastest centre-back in the division, apparently, Chelsea fans are telling us.
When Rafinha's got him in the foot race, we'll see about that. Holding midfield, it looks like N'Golo Kante in holding midfield. And then, from here, it's like trying to tell how Chelsea have lined up, but it looks like probably Mason Mount just ahead of him. Yeah. Alongside Kai Havertz, who's starting this game as well.
It's interesting to see how they cope with Phillips in it. I'm really interested to see what the plan is for Calvin.
They've gone for it, haven't they? You'd imagine one of these two, Mount, Havertz, is going to be following Phillips all around the pitch. I think obviously Lampard has probably looked at that Everton game a number of times and realised that KP is the big man in this one. You know, giving him space, allowing him to be the free man. I don't think Chelsea are going to allow him to do what Everton did to such. So I'd imagine one of these two, Mount, Havertz, is going to be following Phillips all around the pitch. Can KP cope with that? You bet he can. Let's go on to the front three. Okay, so Hakim Ziyech looks like he's on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
And again, the next one, that was the big debate. Olivier Giroud or Tammy Abraham? Has he gone for experience or youth up top? Well, after 4 goals in Europe in the midweek, he has gone with Olivier Giroud. Again,
big call for me. Big call.
Big battle. Him and Robin Koch. Massive battle, that area.
Big call.
Massive,
it's a big call for me, man. I think I don't know whether or not he would give them as much as Tammy would in terms of pressing from the front. That leads me to believe maybe Lampard's thinking, right, we'll sit in and catch these on the counter and look to get balls into the box to Giroud. And we know he will cause problems. But I think he's a lot less mobile than Abraham. And that might give Leeds a bit of joy, in my personal opinion. I'd be more worried if he'd have gone with Tammy Abraham. Just my opinion.
And then, of course, just on the left-hand side, who's played pretty much every game, Timo Werner. That's an interesting one. But just look at the bench as well, just to quickly run through the bench. Kepa, Arrizabalaga, Rudiger, Azpilicueta, Jorginho, Kovacic, Pulisic, and Tammy Abraham. So obviously, there's two names that are coming up straight away. You're thinking, with 20 minutes to go, you don't want to be seeing them, but we probably will see them no matter how the game goes. Christian Pulisic and Tammy Abraham. Obviously, it's an interesting one though, mate. What I will say is that a lot of these players here, I'm just going to go through them. Kai Havertz, he played midweek. Olivier Giroud, he played midweek. Werner played midweek. Mount played midweek. You know, they're all not quite going to be fully at it in terms of conditioning. So can they last a full 90 with us? You know, other than Kante, have they got the fitness levels to match us for 90 minutes? I know obviously quality-wise, you know, obviously they've spent millions, 250 million, but fitness-wise, maybe we've got a little advantage there, you know, Bielsa ball against Lampard's kind of high press. I think they drop off a bit, you know, Chelsea. I don't think they're going to be able to press for 90 minutes.
I would back us to be fitter than any team, to be honest, if I'm being totally honest, Oscar. I back us against any team in terms of fitness. I'm really surprised with the Giroud pick over Abraham. I just didn't see it happening, if I'm being totally honest. Sorry, I'm just watching the Scum West Ham game. Scum are 3-1 up, by the way. Ben Rama's just nearly scored, that's all. So it's a real strange one for me. I understand though, Giroud. I mean, he scored 4 goals, and they were great goals as well, weren't they? He scored a perfect hat-trick and a penalty. So you can't really... I
think that's the only reason, mate. I think going into this week, there's no way Frank Lampard's thought, okay, I tell you what, I'm going to throw Giroud in for Leeds. There's no way. I think it's purely based on that performance. Probably Havertz as well. I think Havertz has probably forced his way in, because for me, mate, you know, I said, you know, earlier on, I saw rumours that Mount and Havertz would play together in midfield, but for me, that's mind games from Lampard. That's Lampard saying, I don't need Kovacic here. I don't need Kovacic. I can put Kai Havertz in number 10 and play almost like without a midfield, because Mount and Havertz are not really kind of like this kind of Kante kind of midfielders. They're much more goal threats rather than hard workers. So it's an interesting one. Lampard has to win this, because otherwise he's got massive egg on his face. You know, going with such an attacking team, making changes. It's a big. I think the pressure is definitely on Chelsea here. You know, unquestionably the pressure is on Chelsea here.
You'd have to agree,
But look, obviously going forward, mate. I mean, you've got 4 or 5 players there who on their day can cause us big problems. But for me, I look at that Chelsea team and I don't think it's as secure as what we've seen before. I think Kovacic plays a big part defensively in terms of tracking back runners and that lot. I can't see Kai Havertz being able to do that. Maybe they've done that, put Havertz there to try and press Phillips. It's one of them. We'll probably see how the game kind of develops. But I can certainly see if that goes wrong in the first half of Chelsea, Kovacic coming on at some point. You know, I can definitely see, you know, if we take control of it, I think that's what it's all about, those first 20 minutes, taking control of the game, putting the passes together, putting some moves together.
Do you think with the lineup that we have, and like you said, the midfield that they've got, we will win the possession? I think so too.
I don't think Mount and Havertz are players that are natural kind of passes of the ball who are going to kind of control the game like Klick does. I can't see that. I think they're just in there just to score goals. I don't think they're in there to control the game. So I've got no question about that, mate. And they're also Chelsea, but they've got the second highest possession in the league. But I think we'll win that battle personally. I think we will get control of the game. And it's just about not making mistakes, mate. It's like that in any game, but in this game especially, you know, we've got Werner in transition, Ziyech, Havertz, Mount. You know, the players that can really kill us if we give the ball away, you know, in our own kind of third or half. That's one thing we've got to make sure we don't do. Just don't take any silly risks. Just be, play on the front foot and just do what we did against Everton, mate. It sounds that simple, but we do what we did against Everton. I think we give this Chelsea team quite considerable problems, to be fair. Whether it's going to be enough, I don't know, but I think we're going to give them problems. I certainly don't see this being the one-sided hammering that certain sections of the Chelsea support have made it out it's going to be.
Of course, man. I've seen people saying 4-0, 3-0, Leeds won't score. I've seen some crazy Chelsea fans say Leeds will park the bus. And when actually questioned about that, he says, "You'll see, you'll definitely park the bus." And it's honestly, it's crazy. I think we'll have a go. I think we'll dominate possession. I think personally, we know we're going to create a lot of chances. I think he's made a mistake in playing Giroud. I think Calvin, look, from set pieces, obviously he's going to be a threat. From balls into the box from James and Chilwell, he's going to be a threat. But I think we'll dominate possession, and Calvin's going to have quite the running of the game again. Personally, and I don't know what your thoughts are on that, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is what he does with Kante. Is Kante going to be tracking Click, or is he going to be pressing Phillips? It depends how they're going to use him. Because obviously Kante, he's world class. Let's be honest. He's a top quality midfield player, and he's someone that's going to give us a different kind of dimension. I don't think we've really come up against anyone of that quality just yet in midfield. So it's interesting in that sense how he's going to use him. He's going to use him to just screen that back four, or he's going to use him to kind of press. So it's interesting from that point of view. But I think Mount and Havertz, I just can't see them controlling the game. You look at like Liverpool, City, and that. Like you got De Bruyne, Henderson, Thiago. I just don't see him as that kind of player. I think it's going to be. I think now, having seen that Chelsea lineup and our lineup, it's going to be a very, very, very open game. I think there's certainly goals. How many times have I said it? But I definitely see again, not necessarily loads of goals, but loads of chances. Whether we're clinical, they're clinical.
If we're clinical, though, if we're clinical, there will be lots of goals. Because that's the main thing, Oscar. We have to finish the chances. I keep saying it, and I'm not having a go. I really, really like Bamford, but it shows me if you think he's only second to Dominic Calvert-Lewin in terms of shots on target, in terms of shots at goal, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin's got double the amount of goals as him, and that shows the difference in quality. I know he's not done anything wrong in terms of his chances, but there is that difference in quality, So we do need to take the chances when they do come along.
But for me, mate, I don't think looking back at that Everton game, I thought the bigger culprits was probably Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison on the day.
Yeah, true.
But look, I know obviously Bamford's. It's
here he is, Robel. Do you know what? I actually went on a stream. I went on a stream last night on LFC Day Trippers, and the first comment before we even went live was from Robel. I think Robel, he follows us. He follows Leeds fans everywhere. He can't wait for this game, old Robel.
Mate, if we score, you're not even going to celebrate. You're just going to be searching in the comments. Where is he? Where's
Robel?
It's mate. Look, it's going to be a superb game. This I can't see anything else other than a really, really good game of football. I'm just hoping. If we do get them chances, we're just that bit. Because you look at that Everton game, the goal we scored was still one from distance. We've got to take those big chances. We've got to take those chances in the 6-yard box. Those little half chances, just got to turn them into goals. But look, obviously, Mendy, we know he can make a save. I think he saved 90% of their shots. I think something crazy. But ultimately, Rafinha knows a lot about him. Mendy knows a lot about Rafinha from Rennes. It's been interesting. There's a lot of interesting little battles. Obviously, Patrick Bamford has got his own little battle against Chelsea to prove himself. Obviously got Koch against Giroud, Kante against Click. In terms of the energy levels, that's going to be a really good battle up in the middle of the park. Mount against Phillips, Havertz against Phillips. It's just a game where it's all about the individual battles. I'm not even sure it's that tactical a game. I just think it's a case of, I think both teams set up in quite a similar way. 3 midfielders, 3 forwards. It's just going to be a really, really interesting battle. Obviously, Kante sits in front, Phillips sits in front. Just going to be a really, really good battle. And if any of our lads are on it today, proper on it, I really do see us getting something here, to be honest. I genuinely do.
100%. Just before we do leave you, remember, guys, we have a little 15-minute interval before we come back live. Before we go anywhere, there's almost 300 people watching. please smash a like on the video so people view the video, see the video, and join us for the watch-along. We want all fans in this watch-along. Leeds, of course, the majority, but let's get some other Chelsea fans in so we can see the salty tears. So please smash a like on the video before we do go out. And before we leave you, we'll just run through them lineups once again. From Chelsea, you've got Mendy in goal, James at right back, Zuma and Thiago Silva at centre back, Chilwell at left back. I'll let Oscar catch up, my bad.
I'm catching up.
And then in front of them, of course, we've got Kante. We've then got a midfield of Mason Mount and Kai Havertz. On the right, you've got Ziyech. On the left, Timo Werner. And the surprising one for me up top is, of course, Olivier Giroud. And on Chelsea's bench, they have Kepa, Rudiger, Azpilicueta, Jorginho, Kovacic, Pulisic, and Tammy Abraham. So quite the lineup, And then, of course, the mighty Leeds United. Before we do head off, let me just get that up for you. Basically, guys, it is unchanged, okay? In goal, of course, we have the main man, Ilian Melier, Le Chat, as we like to call him. At right back, we've got Luke Ayling. Yeah, he's going to have his work cut out today up against Werner and Chilwell. In centre-back, we have, of course, Robin Koch, who does make the lineup. Robin Koch does make the lineup alongside Captain Cooper. With Eva on the left-hand side of defence, I'm assuming it will be Alioski, but of course him and Dallas will probably alternate in midfield or just screening. Sorry, we have Calvin Phillips. In front of him, obviously, we have the midfield duo of Click and Stuart Dallas. On the right-hand side, Rafinha. On the left-hand side, Mr. Jack Haradonna. And then, of course, leading the line, we have Patrick Bamford. There's your lineup, guys. In our substitute bench, we have Kiko Casilla, Diego Llorente, Pascal Struijk, Helder Costa, Poveda, Roberts, and, of course, Rodrigo. There's your lineup, guys. Please smash a like before we finish the video. We'll see you again at 7:30, where we do some more build-up. We get your questions, your comments in. We might even be joined by some special guests. But make sure you join us back here in T-minus 20-odd minutes. Peace out. We'll see you in a bit. Leeds are going to win this one. I know it, man. Come on.